surprised to know that through movie magic, the Warner Brothers effects department only built 3 ants for the whole movie. But my point is, the military scientists caused the problem with the atomic testing at Alamogordo, but the agriculture scientists solved the problem by ordering a massive military response. The military did not mess around in the 50s, and almost everybody working on this movie in the early 50s would have had some personal connection to World War II. In fact, both James Whitmore and James Arness were Marines in the war. Whitmore was assigned to the Pacific Theater, but he got dysentery and was brought back home and put on patrol duty in the Panama Canal Zone. But Arness was a real war hero. He was part of the 3rd Infantry Division that invaded Anzio, where he was severely wounded in the leg and the foot by a German machine gunner, which is why he had that peculiar hitch in his giddy-up the rest of his life. You can see it in Gunsmoke. The interesting thing about the Battle of Anzio is that Audie Murphy was part of that invasion. The only Congressional Medal of Honor winner to become a Hollywood actor, and so was Christopher Lee, the British horror legend. He was at that invasion. Christopher was serving in a squadron of the Royal Air Force. People have noted that this movie came out 1 year before Godzilla and 2 years before Rodan, leading to speculation that it was the inspiration for both Godzilla and Rodan. But at any rate, I like the message of this movie. Namely, when the lives of humans are endangered, you totally destroy the enemy. You know, the scientists never even suggest, let's save one specimen, even a dead specimen. Science and government working together to make America safe. And there was no cheesy scene at the end showing that one ant survived. And speaking of survival here, how does it look out there, Darcy?
Most of them are dead.
Oh, dead inside their cars?
No, the zombies.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, see, I told you it'd turn out all right.
So what do we do now?
Please remember, on your way out of the theater, try to avoid flattening the dead mutants. Be respectful of our cleanup crews.
That's it?
That's it. Thank you for being with me tonight, Darcy.
I wouldn't have missed it for the world.
We buy a weapon now, probably?
No.
Darcy, guns don't kill people. Zombies kill people. Do you know they used the Wilhelm scream 3 times in that final sequence?
No, but something tells me I'm going to hear about it.
Yeah, same sound effect when James Whitmore is gored by the ant. Then again when all the debris falls on the soldier. And then again when they kill, the ants try to kill James Arness. So 3 guys, same scream.
Fascinating.
It is, right? Voice of Sheb Woolley, creator of the Purple People Eater. Would you like me to sing Purple People Eater?
No.
Okay. We should say goodnight to the people who sat through this, though.
Good night. And remember, guns are not the answer.
Right. Chemical death sprays and flamethrowers are the answer.
No.
Multiple offensive weaponry.
Do you ever stop?
No. Actually, I am stopping. I'm stopping right now. So, good night, everybody. Say good night, Darcy.
Good night, Darcy.
Woo! The drive-in will never die.
Right, Jerry, get in the corner! Come on, Jerry. Mike, let's get out of here. Come on, Mike. Now we're going through this pipe. There's a man down at the other end, Jerry and Mike. I want you to keep crawling until you get down. You understand? Right, now grab hold. Go on. Keep crawling at the other end. Come on.
Is just a local deputy sheriff back in New Mexico, right? And what's he doing running things in L.A.? Plus, he seems to keep overruling James Arness, who's the FBI agent. Wouldn't the FBI be in charge of this? But then they both are listening to Kris Kringle all the time. So I guess Santa Claus is in charge of this operation, right?
Santa Claus is in charge of this operation.
What does that mean?
Nothing.
Take its hit radio show, Gunsmoke, and turn it into a TV series. And then James Arness as Marshall Dillon, of course, was the only actor who was in all 635 episodes of Gunsmoke over a period of 20 years. And he kept coming back in Gunsmoke TV movies after that. He was still playing Marshall Dillon when he was 71 years old. All right. Darcy, can I tell my James Arness story now? Because I think we have time for...
You don't seem very interested in the fact that half the cars at this drive-in are being besieged by hideous creatures.
Okay, we'll talk about that in a minute. So, everybody knew that Gunsmoke was the longest running series in television history. But in 2004, Kelsey Grammer did some kind of computation that his portrayal of Dr. Fraser Crane had lasted longer than Gunsmoke. Of course, he was comparing apples and oranges because his episodes were a half hour, Gunsmoke was an hour. He was combining two shows into one. But anyway, he called up James Arness and asked him to pose for a publicity photo where James Arness is passing the key to the city of Hollywood to Grammer. And he described just how they would do it, where they would announce it. It would be passing the torch of history from one actor to another. And you know what James Arness said back to him? Nothing. He hung up the phone. And I don't know why that story amuses me so much, but it does. All right. You have a report for me? You said you have a report for me. Tell me, what's happening?
Apparently, a giant zombie, bigger than all the others, has entered the drive-in.
Is it a stankin', a strankin', or a shankin'?
We don't know. They're just calling him Hagenstein.
All right, I'll call SWAT and we'll bring in some flamethrowers.
Oh wow, I feel so much better now.
It's too bad we don't have Kris Kringle to advise us, like in the movie, you know? That's Edmund Gwynn playing Dr. Harold Mitford. And of course, everybody recognized him from Miracle on 34th Street, but he had actually been acting since the 19th century. And even though he has a great American accent,